all the things that we've gotten accomplished on our growing, budding homestead in the month of August. If you're new here, we recently moved from town, not really a city, but from town to the country. We used to live 5 minutes from Walmart, 5 minutes from the kids' school, and now we live 25 minutes from Walmart, and we're homeschooling. So there's a lot of adjustments happening and a lot of transitions. We moved here in May. This is a multi-generational piece of land. My husband grew up here on this property and his parents still live on the property. So it's really awesome to have 3 generations growing up here, and who knows, maybe in the future, the 4th and 5th generation might also want to live here. So that's what we have going on. But my husband actually works on the road, so we don't have a lot of time really to get things done outside. So whenever he is home, we're going to really take advantage of that time and spend it doing all of the projects together as a family, and that's exactly what we did this month. So I'm going to take you along and show you what we've gotten accomplished. All of the noises that you hear is my family doing shenanigans that I've tried to get away from, but somehow it's just as loud as if I was next to it. So the first project I'm going to show you is this pen. This is a 4,000 square foot pen, basically. Boone, our Great Pyrenees Husky mix, currently lives here. We have not figured out yet the best type of fencing for him to not run away. If you're a Great Pyrenees owner, you feel my pain. You think with how many acres we have here, he would stay, but he hasn't. So we're also going to give him a job. So we're going to get goats and have him watch them. We're not done yet. We still need something for the goats to kind of like have protection from the weather. We have this little kennel, but that's for Boone, so we need to give the goats something of their own. We don't have the goats yet. I really want to make sure that we get infrastructure before we get animals, because I think that a lot of stress can come from getting animals before you have the right infrastructure. While it is exciting to just go buy a donkey and bring it home, once you get home you realize you have nowhere to put the donkey, especially, you know, if you don't have infrastructure yet. So if this property had already been established and there was like a barn out here, then sure, maybe we would get a spur of the moment donkey. But I'm going to make sure that we have infrastructure for the animals. I also feel like that's the responsible animal owner thing to do. So this fencing, what my husband did, because he is the muscle and the brain behind most all outside projects getting completed. I am the vision, you know. I give the vision and then he implements it. So this is goat panel, and we have T-posts and these pipes that are cemented into the ground, and there's about 9 or 10 of these pipes in the ground, so pretty solid. What we don't have yet is a good fence, or not good fence, we don't have yet is a good gate. Boone's gonna figure that out real quick. I don't know what happened here. I think it came undone, so we need to fix that. Like I said, my husband is a welder by trade, so we will have a proper and nice fence before long, but his welder, we don't have a welder here right now, so that'll be a minute. So that was project number 1, and some of the things that I learned while doing this, because I did help him, I learned how to drive the backhoe, and I learned what like counter pressure was on a what is it, the spinny thing that goes in the ground? I don't remember what it's called. Anyway, I learned how to tie these to keep the fence on the T-posts. Something else that got done, which is not as exciting but very functional and needed, was that we leveled out this portion of the yard. We had Isle of Sand over there brought in so that we could level this out. There was like a moat from where they put the foundation in, and then it just wasn't level here anyway. We also had gutters put in. It rained recently and it really was so much more of an improvement there used to be a lot of water collecting right here, and that's just not good to have water sitting around your house. With the gutters and putting the sand down really helped the water management. You're just gonna have to ignore all of the engines. The kids are having a really great time on four-wheelers. The next thing that we got though is this Connex. So we needed some sort of shed because our house doesn't have a garage. We will eventually, the vision is to have a breezeway right here and then a shop right here. And the Connex we'll use for other purposes whenever that gets completed. But for right now, we needed something to house like garage type items. We looked at sheds. They're pretty expensive, and honestly, anything made of wood lately isn't really good quality when you're buying it like from a box store. Now, if my husband like went out and bought all the lumber, he could totally build a shed and it'd be really nice. But it ends up being about the same as what the Connex costed. And we actually have some ideas for future uses of this, and it's like we can move this. I guess you could also move a shed, but anyway, we just decided to go with the Connex. And if you don't know what a Connex is, because I didn't know what a Connex was, it is essentially used for shipping things overseas, and you can purchase them and use them for many things. People have made swimming pools out of Connexes, apparently. I wouldn't do that, but they make great storage containers. This one, I think was only used once, so I really wanted one that wasn't really beat up. So I think to do that you need one that hasn't made very many trips. So yeah, we have tools. My garden stuff is gonna go right here. Just really handy to have some place to put this stuff. All of this stuff was in my in-laws shop, and wanted to get that stuff out of the way so that they could use their shop for their purposes. Next item on the list is we purchased this Volley playground. It has monkey bars, it has a bunch of attachments, it has like a little clubhouse up here, and we love it because it can be used by our smaller children and our older child. But I also just missed having a wooden playset. I feel like my smaller children really did use our wooden playset at our old house a lot, but we weren't able to take our old one. So I actually purchased one off of Marketplace. So we went to this person's home, we disassembled it, and then we brought it home, and my husband and son assembled it. I'm currently in the process of staining it. My husband did the upper parts, and there are some beams and a couple of sections that need to be stained still. I don't think these people ever stained it one time, and to maintain the look of it, you really do need to stain it every couple of years, if not every season. But this wood was so thirsty, it just soaked up that stain. And then today we went to my friend's house. She's moving, and she gave us this climbing dome. I think it's Lifetime. This is actually the second one that we've been given, but the first one I actually lost all of the hardware for. So now we just have like extra parts, I guess. So that is gonna go back there a little bit. I want probably in the spring to buy a picnic table. I think that'll be really fun. We'll have the dome probably right here and a picnic table next to it, and then we're gonna get railroad ties and line the whole square playground, and probably get some like rubber or something, those like rubber pieces, and lay that down, or mulch. I'm not really quite sure, but we're gonna have like a whole playground here for the kids, and I really want to host homeschool families that we meet and make friends with. So I want to have something for the kids to play on. Something else that I need to do before the month is over is clean up this garden. I now have storage to put some of my garden things in. I laid down this cardboard to get the weeds out, and I bought some fabric that I need to lay down. But I'll let that be another video. The summer garden didn't really do too hot for us. because I planted it so late and then the summer was really, really hot. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow along as we build our homestead, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.